Two.
Two.
Dun, 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 dun,
2 men in, 1 man out. Oh
dun.
no.
You guys ready to look at pages, click funnels, so much more? Great. That's what we're about to do. Okay, so I'm going to jump off and then jump back on, see if we can solve the problem. And yeah, for all you guys that are watching the books, we're going to go over some stuff, click funnels, lead bid, and all that good stuff. Wait, I can't jump off.
Yeah, I don't. If you jump off, I think we dropped the entire thing, dude.
Oh, well, crap. Well, then I'll just mute myself.
Yeah, mute. So good. So here's what we want to do, guys. We basically had a request by some people on the team to go over lead pages and landing pages in general. And so we'll keep that pretty basic tonight. We can get really deep into the weeds on this stuff, and I don't really want to do that. I want to keep it basic, make sure everybody understands how to get into lead pages, how to create a landing page, some of the key things that you need to look for and do. And other than that, it's actually much simpler than you think. But if you've gotten into lead pages for the first time, it can look a little daunting. So we'll do that. Now, I'm going to share my screen. Max and Matt, if you guys happen to see questions in the comments, anything that I need to respond to, just interrupt me. So we'll do that. So with that, I'm going to share my screen, and we'll get right into it. And we will do that. And go there. And do you guys see my screen?
I see Max.
Okay, so I should have my lead pages basically homepage up. Do you guys see that?
Yeah.
Cool, awesome.
Ooh, the echo's gone. Oh, no, it's not.
Awesome. Echo. All right, so here's the deal. When you first sign into lead pages, you're not going to come to this. If you just set up an account, they're actually going to ask you to do a couple of things. They're going to ask you to set up your basic account information, all the billing and all that kind of stuff. They are also going to ask you to set up what is called a subdomain. And the reason they do that is they create a section on their servers so that all of your saved landing pages have its own place on their servers. So they'll ask you to set up a subdomain name. In my case, my subdomain is winners. So all of my lead pages are named, winners.leadpages.net/test1, test2, test3, whatever they happen to be. So that's what that looks like. So if you're just setting up your account, you need to put in a subdomain name, and I would suggest that you use something that is unique and evokes some kind of emotion. In my case, I use winners because I've got a private domain called winnersbeginhere.com. So that's the deal on that. So if you've gotten stuck at that point or just wondering what that was all about, that's what that looks like. All right. So then you come to this page, and essentially what this is, it's every single template they have in their free file. Right. So if you scroll down here, you can see just tons of templates, tons of all sorts of things. Don't get scared by what this looks like, because essentially you're looking at everything. And if you're just getting going, what you really want to do is come over here and select opt-in, because that's primarily what you're looking for, is a landing page for people to opt into your list, and then you can send them off to an offer, right? So up top you can see right now we're looking at the templates, if I were to click on lead pages here, it would actually take me to my individual file setup for all of the lead pages I've created. And we'll also talk about lead boxes towards the end of this. It's pretty cool. But right now you're in templates. That's where you want to be. Now you want to come into this subfolder called opt-in. Click on that, and it's going to bring you to this. Now, you can see here you've got currently they've got it sorted by most recent, so all of the ones that have been added, most recently. You can also sort this by conversion rate. If you're just getting started, go ahead and click that, and it'll kind of give you what the highest converting opt-in pages have been inside of lead pages. But that's kind of interesting, I guess. It sort of helps you take a look at some of the things. But again, we're just trying to keep this simple and only go for specific opt-in pages, very basic pages at this point, right? So the very first page that you can see here that I've used is this basic squeeze page that's right here. And you can see here, you can watch a video tutorial on this. If you're brand new, that's kind of helpful. But in this case, we'll just go to use this template. Then what happens is it gives you a little pop-down box, and it says select industry. So if you want to go ahead and give them information on what industry you're using this for. In our case, it's going to be web design, information technology, that kind of stuff, or web traffic. You can put that on there. I just select other and hit save and continue. That will bring you to, slowly but surely, and I'll try and go slow because, quite frankly, just so you guys understand, my internet connection here really sucks. I'm like in no man's land when it comes to internet connectivity in this particular location. But this is what this basic lead page looks like. Now it looks kind of ugly as far as I'm concerned. I mean, if you like wood backgrounds, that's cool, but I don't really like it. But you don't have to use that way. What you're really primarily concerned about is this box here, right? This is the most critical box that you're concerned about, and you can see why, when you kind of click around, it does that kind of stuff. But this is the box that you're really concerned about. So in this case, let's just say that we are creating a free report, okay? And we want people to opt in to get the free report. And their free report is, we'll just say, in this case, let's say the 5 dirt cheap products. So you could just click in the box there and say products I use to lose 20 pounds in 2 days, right? Something like that. So, just whatever. I mean, we're having a little bit of fun here, but that, obviously, if you're selling a weight loss product, that's what you're trying to promote here. Now, this, in fact, I think all of lead pages today are what they call two-step opt-ins. What that means is there's no box right here for them to enter their email address or their name or any additional information. They have to click here, and it will send them to the opt-in page. And the reason that they do that is they've tested this, and they've determined that increases conversions by 5 to 10%. The numbers vary, but in general, it increases conversions by 5 to 10%. The number was significant enough that they've gone to all of this on their landing pages. So that's why you're seeing this here. But anyway, this is what you want to do. You want to create basically sort of a pre-headline, a main headline. This is the hook, right? The hook is, what are you using to get people into or interested in the product that you're selling? So in this case, the 5 dirt cheap products I used to not create all, so you want to go ahead and delete that, to lose 20 pounds in 2 days. Now, there's a couple of other things that you can do here. If you want to create additional space between this headline and your button here, all you have to do is just hit enter, and that's actually just automatically going to increase the size of this background box. Okay, so you can play around with the designs and make decisions on how you want to do that. If you want to move this part down, just hit enter, and that'll move that down. That's basically all you have to do here. Now, if you look over on the left here, you can see that if you click on the headline text, it will highlight that area. And if you click on that box, it essentially just highlights, continues to highlight the area. Or you can look up here on the right-hand side, and it gives you options. You can hide this as well. So let's just say we wanted to hide that box. You just click hide, and it goes away, right? If you make that selection by mistake, and you're kind of freaky out, going, okay, well, I didn't really want to do that. How do I get it back? Just come over here to headline text again, click on the little eye icon, and that will bring it back. Okay, pretty simple stuff. So you can do that on all of these sections. You can delete them if you wanted to delete this section or hide it. You can do that. And again, if you want to get it back, just click on that little eye icon. Okay. So let's just say that we're pretty much happy with the pre-headline and the main headline. The next thing we want to do is edit the button. And you can do all sorts of things with the button. You can change the color, you can change the text, you can do all sorts of things here. So the biggest thing is they're going to ask you for your integration. And so this is the point at which you integrate it with Aweber, GetResponse, or whatever your email platform is. Okay, so click here, and it's going to give you link options. That's the first thing that you want to do. And in this case, we want to show an opt-in form rather than go to an URL, because if you select go to a URL, well, you're not going to capture their information at all. So you want to do a show opt-in form and leave it that way. Now, here's where you can basically edit what you want to say here. So the one thing that you want to do in this case, I can't really move that. Let me just select this. So in this case, we're promoting a free report. So what I would do is I would change the text in this button to say, click here for access to your free report. Okay. You want the button. You want the button text to be congruent with whatever your headline is in all cases. So you want to do that. Now you can see here we've got a little bit of an issue with dimensions. So you can either change the size of the font, or you can eliminate words. So click here for access to. We change this to that probably puts that on a single line. So that's what you want to do there. If you want to change the button color, you have to go to styles. So select, so you're here, oops, I don't want to go there quite yet. Select the opt-in form and then go to, you can't go there, sorry. You got to go to styles and button color. So you've got pre-headline text, headline text, button link text, button text hover, button color start. So if you wanted to change this to blue, just click here and it will bring up a color matrix. So let's just say we want to click it or change it to some kind of blue color. Just move this slider down to blue, move this button over to wherever you want it, and just hit enter. That changes that. Now it's a gradient button, so if you wanted to leave it in that format, you can do that. Obviously, you probably don't want to do that, so button color stop, go ahead and click there. Again, move this slider down to a color, and let's just select a different kind of blue. You can see it's responsive, so as you move it around, you can see what the gradient looks like. Okay, so you can just select that, hit enter again, whatever you're happy with, and use it from there. Now, one trick I'll just tell you guys. I learned this recently. You want your button color to stand out and be different than any other color on your page. So in this case, we've set it as a blue color, but and I'll show you how we change the background on this. But if your primary background color is blue, then you don't want to use a blue button. You want to use an orange or red or something that stands out. Okay? If you have a lot of reds in your page, then you want to use something different, such as blue. So that's a color mentality that people are looking for. And the reason I learned this was I was pretty interested to find out. Okay, so way back when I learned marketing, they basically said red is the bad color. Well, red isn't necessarily a bad color. It just depends on how you use it. But I was kind of curious on whether or not red was a bad color for buttons, or blue was a good color, or etc. And essentially, what it said was, it doesn't really matter what color you use for the button as long as it's different than whatever you've got on the page. So that's just a little hint there. All right, so we've changed our button color, and I really hate this page because it keeps doing the highlight deal, but that's the way it goes. Now, a couple things. I do not like this, so I eliminate this because that's basically just a secondary button, and I think it's redundant. I think it's kind of stupid that they put it in there, but whatever. I mean, I guess they do that because they think maybe people aren't going to press the button; they're going to press a hyperlink. I just don't think that's the case personally. So I eliminate these. We got to go back here to content, sublink context, click that, and it's gone. Okay, you need to leave this in there. Your information is 100% secure and will never be shared with anyone. You can change that text if you want to something else, but it needs to say something similar to that to be compliant. All right, and then here, this particular link goes to something that is not necessarily required. There's a lot of people that say that you should have this in there. I personally don't leave any of the legal information stuff in there. I just eliminate it. So we're going to go there, click that. Again, keeps doing this stuff, and all of that's gone. So that's basically what you want there. Again, you kind of play with the size of this. So the next thing you want to do here is decide whether or not you want to leave this in there. Obviously, you're not going to leave this image in there. They've just put that there for an example. In this case, you're probably not going to have a book because you're selling products. So you're not really promoting a book. You're selling, information on the products that you're using to lose 20 pounds in 2 days. So in this case, we want to go ahead and just eliminate the image. Do that by clicking there. Now the next thing you want to do is background, and you can see that here, right? So unless you really love wood backgrounds, you want to change that. So click on this gear button here, and that will bring up options. So you want to go to image options, and it's going to bring up all sorts of stuff. So I've got, a whole bunch of images I've uploaded from previous things here. You can see, and let's just say that we want to use this image here. There's a couple things you can do. You can upload your own new picture, and it will upload, I think it's up to 5 megabytes. So you can upload a pretty decent sized file into here. But you could play with all sorts of stuff. Now, there's a couple ways to go here. Here's actually a good image that I've used before, and it actually converted pretty well, and I'll show you why in a second. So we'll go ahead and click that as the background image, hit done, and that's going to insert those people into this landing page background. Okay, so now what makes this effective is that he's looking at this box. Just hate how it does that, but he is looking at the headline box, right? That's something that, I mean, they're naturally drawn to the box, and so if you're going to use an image with people in there, it's pretty well proven that you want to use an image where they're actually looking at the headline box and at the, basically the opt-in button. Okay, and I've tested this image. It works pretty good. That's an image you can find. This was an image that I actually, you set up an account with iStock Photo, and you can download photos from there. That's where I got this image. You maybe you'll find it online, but I think in this case we want to stay compliant and not use images that are copyright protected. All right. So that's the deal on that. Now, what I do right at this point is I want to save this. Now, if I go up to save here, click save, it's going to give me a warning, and you must enter both a page name and a URL. So let's just call this test 1, and if you put in test 1, it's automatically going to insert the URL, the subfolder in the subdomain here. If you want to name it test 1, but you want to call it in your URL something else like beach, you can put it in there. So these two things don't have to be the same thing. They can be different things. Basically, what you want to do here is name it something that that will help you remember what that page was used for, and this would be just something interesting, something that isn't going to turn people off. So if you want to call it test 1, I don't think you want this to be test 1 down here. All right. The other thing is, so let's just go ahead and click done, and then you can save it there, right? So I've got to complete this. I understand that. I'll come back to that. So one thing you want to do now, you can come back to lead page options up here. Click that, and here is where you can create tracking codes and other things. So if I click on tracking codes, you can put in head tag tracking code, which is ideal for retargeting pixels, and you can put into body tag tracking codes, which is ideal for conversion pixels. So if you're familiar with that, or at some point you will be familiar with that, this is where you do that. So it's in the lead pages options up here. You insert that tracking code here or here, and click done. All right. The other thing is, if you're in lead page options, you also, in all cases, you want to create an exit pop-up. They're kind of annoying, but that's why they work. So it defaults to no. So you want to go ahead and click yes here, and it gives you what the message what the default message is. So, their default message says, "Are you sure you want to leave this page? Wait before you go. Click the stay in this button or the cancel button right now to receive XYZ." Well, obviously you want to change this, right, to receive your free ebook download, or whatever it is. You just change that to whatever you want it to be. Now, the other thing is you see an option for a redirect URL. Well, if you don't put anything in here, it's just going to basically keep them on this page. But if you could decide to redirect them to a secondary offer. So you see that in a lot of cases where if they've looked at this page, they've decided that it's not interesting enough, you can redirect them to a secondary offer or to even a different landing page that says something else. So that's something to consider. I've done that in a couple cases, and it does work. And so it just kind of depends on what you're marketing and how you're doing things, right? So go ahead and click done there. And again, you're going to see that it's giving me a warning. You must complete the LeadBox integration setup. I got it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click save again just in case. Now, let's just click out of that. So you've got all of this done. The only thing that you haven't done here is your integration. So go ahead and you can either go ahead and click on this, or you can click on this. It's going to bring up the LeadBox. Okay, so click out of that warning there, and you can see this is the basic page, the opt-in page that they give you. Now, the key is make sure that this headline here is congruent with what's on your main landing page. So opt-in to get our list growth mind map plus a special worksheet. None of that's congruent with losing weight. So you need to change that obviously to say something else. Now, here's the hard part, and this is something I haven't really figured out a different way of doing this. But if you like how this has this color, and this color I guarantee you isn't in the color options that they give you up here. If you like this color, then what you need to do is you need to go ahead and backtrack out of here until you get to weaknesses. You're going to have to insert whatever word you want in this section to have that highlighted text, right? So let's just say, let's just say we want that to say lose 20 pounds, right? And we want that to be highlighted. Okay, so go ahead and change this, the rest of this, and I never say opt-in personally. What I do is I say, there you can't type your information below to receive whatever, right? Receive and lose 20 pounds. Cool. That works, right? So that's the deal on that. You can change your font style in here if you want. I never really mess with that stuff. It's kind of a waste of time. I don't think people are that picky about font styles, but you can do that. Again, it's got another privacy policy statement. You want to leave that in there. You can change. That's misspelling. You can change the font color here. So let's say you wanted this to be, something. Go ahead and click on this. That's your font color button. Let's say you wanted that to be, Rust or something. You could do that. You have to highlight it here, actually. Sorry about that. Rust, and that changes that. Okay. Information. Okay, so that's kind of how you do that. Things you can underline text, you can bold text, italicize text, whatever you want to do here. These are your options. They're minimal, obviously, but that gives you enough to deal with. So you go ahead and click OK there. Now, here's the trickier part. You have to create integration from this setting. So this gives you the form integration settings. You want to go here and click on this. And here's where you integrate it with Aweber and GetResponse. Now, when you set up your account, it's going to ask you, what mail platform or platforms you use, and you want to enter that information. It's also going to ask you for your login details. It's okay to do that, right? Because it essentially creates an API connection from their server to Aweber, to GetResponse, MailChimp, whatever you're using. That's what happens there, right? So in this case, I've got Aweber integrated. I've got GetResponse in there as well. But I'm going to go ahead and use Aweber. The other thing is, before you get in here and create these forms, you need to have created a list and a web form inside of Aweber or GetResponse, whichever one you want to use. Okay, so I've used Aweber. I've already. The first thing you want to do is hit reload, because it'll sit there and actually go out to Aweber, update its database so it understands all of the lists that you created within Aweber, and that way you can select all of your current lists, or if you just created a brand new list, it's going to do that. So you have to sit here and wait till this loads. It'll take a few seconds, minutes, whatever, and then it's just going to pull up all of your lists or all of the forms that you've created for your lists. Okay, so it's done that now. I'm going to click the down button, and I can pick all sorts of stuff here. So let's just say I want to use the Winnigan list. That's what I'm going to use for this particular campaign. Okay, so it's going to integrate now automatically with that form I've created inside of Aweber, and that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do, and that is it. So once you've done that, you do that. In that case, in that particular list, I'm only asking for an email, not a name. Okay, so it actually went out to Aweber, looked at that form, and that form I created only created an email opt-in rather than a name and email opt-in. So it does that automatically. Once you're happy with that, click OK, and you're done. And at that point, go ahead and save it. Again, I haven't published it yet. I'm just saving this. And at that point, it will save it, hopefully. And while it's doing that, so anybody have any questions? I guess Matt or Max, you guys see any questions out there? If you guys have any questions, just stop me, please.
No, nobody's. If anything, we've got a few comments about this and stuff. So echo. Okay, awesome. So that's where we're at. So now you've created a landing page. You can publish it, or if you want to do an A/B test, you can also do that. I'm inclined at this point to just bag the A/B test. You do have that ability inside of Lead Pages to do an A/B split test and create basically other pages, either based on this basic format or based on something completely different. And the way the A/B test works is that you create the other forms and you create what the percentage of traffic that you want to send to each one. And then you start sending your traffic to those pages, and over time it's going to tell you which one the winner is. It's going to give you stats on, what's winning, what's losing, whatever happens there. But I'm not going to get into that at this point, because that's maybe a little more advanced than some of you guys are looking for, and probably more than we have time for anyway. All right.
So that's pretty much the deal there. You can create conversion goals if you want and do all sorts of things. I don't really mess with that stuff. I just want to kind of get my landing page done, saved, and published. So go ahead and save it one more time, and then go ahead and publish it. And that's going to give you a drop-down box with the link. And you can see here you could share this. You could publish this page to your own WordPress site. You could publish it to Facebook, which it'll just give you a URL for that. You can publish it on your own server, in which case it'll give you the code, all of the coding for the page. But in most cases, people are just going to use the lead pages servers to publish their pages. And in this case, I've got I created a page called winners.leadpages.net/beach. So if you want, you can copy that and paste it to wherever you want. You can also view the page by going here to open up a secondary window, and that's exactly what it's going to show you. And you can see if I try and close this page, it's going to bring me to my do you want to leave this page thing. So you can click stay on page, or if I want to leave it, it's going to take me away again. All right, so that's how that's done. That is pretty much it on lead pages. Now we'll go back here and let me just show you. You can click back here. If I right click up here on this arrow, it'll give you some options here. I can click on my lead pages here, and it's going to show you a whole bunch of lead pages I've created. In this case, test 1 is right here. If you want to edit that, if you decide that it's not working out the way that you want to, you can come back here and click on edit. It'll take you back to the editor. You can also click on analytics, and it will give you analytics for how that page is converting and doing. It only updates this information, I think, on the hour. So, if you create a page and you're running traffic to it, this data here is not going to be up to date. It's going to be up to date every hour. But anyway, that's kind of the scoop. So that's it. You can go to all sorts of other templates here. Let's just come back to templates real quick. I'll show you a couple of other templates I've used. Go to opt-in. Running really slow. Lead pages has been running really slow today for some reason. Hurry, please. Anybody have any good jokes?
You hear about that new movie?
Yeah, exactly.
It's rated R.
Yeah, so let's go down here. You can just kind of click down here. There's all sorts of landing pages, but I will tell you that the reality is the simpler, the better. Here's another landing page I've used, and a lot of people have used quite a bit. I'll just show you that really quick. Again, the people are essentially looking at the opt-in box, so that's again something that you want to do if you use people. In this case, you want to eliminate this, hide that. Please, done. I don't want to do that. Hide. Here's a situation again where if you want to create additional space in this box, you just hit the enter and it will automatically increase the size of that box. All of these pages are mobile responsive, so they're pretty cool. So anyway, you can just kind of play around with this design, whatever you like, but don't get crazy on this stuff. Just get your information out there and don't worry so much about how they look specifically. Some of you guys saw a landing page that I've been using that is getting 62% opt-in rates, and it's essentially all white. There's no background there. And you can create that if you want to create an all-white background. You could essentially go in here and change the background image, but you have to upload. You'll have to first upload a white background to do that with. So that's kind of scoop on that. So that's how that looks. Let me go real quick now to ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is another option. It's a competitor to Leadpages. ClickFunnels is a little more complex and has more options. It can do more things than Leadpages. So if you're undecided on which way to go, just sort of depends on how complex or how simple you want to get. It's been a while since I looked at competitive pricing on both. I've got both because I've used both for specific things. But anyway, that's kind of what the deal is. Now, both companies have options for subscriptions. So I had a ClickFunnels account through my relationship with Vic Streishaus, but that's been kind of disconnected. So I had to redo basically a brand new account. So I don't have any traffic going here this month. But you can see on the starter program, you can run up to 20,000 clicks a month, right? And that's not the beginner package. The beginner package, I think they give you like 5,000 clicks or 3,000 clicks or something like that per month. So you have to watch for that, right? You don't want to be in the middle of a campaign running a bunch of traffic and all of a sudden hit your limit. So you have to be careful of that. Okay. In this case, if you want to create a new funnel, you just come up here, and again, it's going to give you options. So they have them organized by opt-in lead page, sales funnels, webinar funnels, membership funnels, launch funnels, anything that you want. Their funnels, their opt-in pages, their capabilities are much more flexible than Leadpages to make changes. That's why a lot of people like them. So again, it's kind of whatever you want to do. In this case, it's already highlighted opt-in lead capture page, and it gives you two options. So when you click Create Funnel, it's going to create both a squeeze page and a thank you page. You don't necessarily want the thank you page, and that reminds me of something, but so test one, you don't have to tag it unless you want to create some kind of tag. Just create funnel. And mostly what I want to do is just show you what this looks like in here. And it's going to bring you to their templates, right? So they got a whole bunch in here. They do have single form opt-in pages. So if you were to select that one, it'll give you a preview. It'll give you the option to enter email and name address right on the page rather than do a two-step. So again, you can kind of decide on which way you want to go there. So you can select two-step. If you select two-step, it's going to give you only those three options. If you click, just select opt-in, you can actually create a page using one of these, and then as a secondary option, create a two-step opt-in at that level. So let's just say I want to use this template here. Again, doesn't really matter. Whatever you want it to look like, there's all sorts of different options here. But it's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. Well, this is giving you stats. Obviously, you don't have any stats because you haven't run any traffic to it. You haven't even edited it. So you open an editor, and it's going to open another page. It's going to show you what the page looks like there, and then you edit it using these settings over here. Okay, so you can click on each section. So if I want to, change how this headline reads, I can click in there and change the wording. And click on this section. I can change any of this stuff. I can change the background color. I can do anything in here. There's all sorts of things you can do. You can add, subtext, different kinds of buttons. You can change the footer text. You can do all sorts of stuff there. You can change the number of rows in there, columns. You can do all sorts of different things with ClickFunnels. It's pretty extensive, pretty awesome. It's a really nice tool if you want to have a lot more options or a lot more flexibility in what your pages look like. So again, it just kind of depends on which way you want to go there. So I don't want to really get into a lot of detail with ClickFunnels again because it's pretty advanced. But do you guys have any specific questions? I know a couple people are using ClickFunnels. Do you guys have any specific questions on ClickFunnels?
No, I ain't got none. I don't use ClickFunnels, so.
Okay, cool. All right, so let me do one quick thing. I'm going to click out of here. I forgot to show you guys one thing, and that is when you're, let's come back here to my lead pages. I want to edit this test one page here and show you guys because I missed a very important thing, and I apologize for that. And that is, okay, so they enter their information, whatever, their details. You want to send them someplace, right? So in this case, we didn't create that, so we gotta go back to the opt-in form, and you've got to change that. So where you change that is in your thank you page. So you want to send them to your offer via the thank you page. Now you could send them to a thank you page if you want to try and just add people to your list, but in most cases you're going to want to send them to whatever your offer is, or to a video, or whatever it happens to be. So in this case you want to click on thank you page, and it's going to obviously bring this up and use default thank you page. Well, the reason they do that is a lot of people forget, just like I did. Well, you want to click that off and then edit this for wherever you want to send your people that opt in, whatever offer you want to send them to. That's where you enter that information. It's really obviously super critical, and I practically missed it. So that's pretty important to do, and just make sure that you do that. The other thing is, again, you can insert tracking code on this specific form in the header and the extra body. So if you want to, so let's say you want to track conversions on people coming into the landing page, and then track conversions of people that actually opt in, and you want to find out where all that traffic's coming from. This is where you put that text pixel is here in the body. And again, if you want to create a retargeting pixel for this specific form rather than the main landing page, that's where you would put it. Okay. So I think that's pretty much it on that. So at that point, I'm going to stop sharing, and we can pull everybody together here. And we are back. Cool. So does that help you guys that had some questions or challenges or whatever? Betty Dean, looks like you got some stuff. So yeah, I mean, if you guys are on our team and you need any specific help, just reach out to me. I know, can't remember, I've talked to a couple people about lead pages, just sort of wondering how do I make those little boxes bigger or whatever I do there. it's pretty simple stuff, really. And the reality is you can't really break their servers. They're pretty bulletproof. So if you create something, make a mistake or whatever, you can recreate it or go in and edit it or whatever. The other critical thing is once you've created a landing page for yourself, always, always, always test. Always test it because I've caught myself, especially in the early days, I caught myself creating landing pages that didn't have that integration or thank you integration as to where to send people. And guess what? If you're buying traffic or sending traffic somewhere and they're getting in there and they're not getting what they expect out of the deal, they're going to be pissed, and you're going to be pissed. So just make sure that you test. Set up test accounts with Gmail, Yahoo, any of those other things, and just make sure that you're testing your landing pages so that you know that they're converting properly. And I think that's pretty much it. So if you guys have any other questions, ask them, and other than that, we can talk about a couple of other things and be on our way.
I think this is awesome. Appreciate it.
Cool. Yeah, it's basic, but
man, basic is good. Basic is good. It's
cool.
Getting the alphabet. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C.
ZYX.
ZYX.
FFN.
Max can be the voice of God in his hangout. This is Max Boss. God. Marketing.
So one other thing I wanted to add on that, I'll let you guys know. So in our mastermind group, I posted a link for Mark Shares today, and that was real. If you guys are on the mastermind group and you saw that, had a chance to look at that, oh man, there is some super good stuff in there. Basically, it was a blog post about, and it wasn't by Mark, it was by somebody else. Basically, it asked a few people that are marketing experts, if you had only $10 a day to spend, how would you spend it on creating traffic to your offers? And it was really cool. So I'll post that in the main group as well, so that you guys can get access to that. But make sure that you read that, because it gives you a really great idea on how to generate some traffic. Most of it was using Facebook retargeting, but in a couple cases they had some other really good ideas. And the other thing is that in almost every single case, and it may have been in every single case, I can't remember, they sent traffic to their blog. So they were using retargeting pixels and they were using a blog. And that's right up our wheelhouse here, you guys. So make sure you read that, because it's that was really cool. That was a super high value post that he put up there. So I'll post that in the main group. But anyway, yeah, if you guys have any questions on that, let me know.
That's legit.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
That's all I got.
Cool. I think we wrap this up then, and just let everyone know, guys. Appreciate you watching. For those of you guys that are watching this live and you don't know who we are, click the button below this. Whoever invited you here, and you can see this once again. And then if you haven't, whatever. If you guys got any other questions, feel free to post them in the group, and we can chat about it. I was gonna share something tonight before we got off, and then I totally lost track of what I was thinking because I was singing songs. But all right. So yeah. So basically, so you guys know I'm doing this Inspiration thing, right? And that's what I wanted to share, dude. All right. So for one, Abram Gonzalez is a beast. Like, I didn't realize just how ridiculously smart he was when it came to like certain things. But I can tell you this, and this is what I'm going to share, because I'm not going to like go through the whole thing. So part of the challenge that I'm going through, and it's actually like he gives like assignments of like things that you're supposed to like look for and things you're supposed to do throughout the week, right? Which is pretty awesome. And one of the things is that like basically it's money is everywhere, and you just have to be aware of how you can actually get money. And it was pretty genius, and it got my wheels spinning on a few different things. And I need to upload the damn video and put it in my accountability thing. But this is what you got to realize, guys. Like there really is like money is everywhere, and it's kind of I'm going to simplify this to a very fine-tuned point, to where it's like if all you're thinking about are like bills and shit that you got to spend money on, you're actually creating an energy that like repels money away from you. And it's weird, you know what I mean? It's really weird. But like if all you think about is like, oh man, but I got to pay for this, and then I got to pay for that, and then I got to pay for this, and then I got to pay for that, and it's like you're constantly broke, and you're constantly like, man, I never have enough money. It's because you're actually like creating like an energy that like just pulls money away from you. But it's weird. I've been doing this for like the last 2 days, right? And he put this like little questionnaire thing, and actually, if you guys don't follow Avram, I think you should, just because he's actually really brilliant. But it's like when you ask for money, you get it, and it's random. But like I managed to generate close to an extra $100 in the last 2 days just by getting really, just like being aware of what's going on. And like offering a service to somebody, or offering a favor to somebody, or just asking. You know what I mean? Hey man, what can I help you with? I had this guy pay me $50 yesterday to create a flyer for him that he couldn't do. And this was a guy that like didn't buy anything from me, didn't do anything. Was just like, man, you know. I was just like, well, what do you need? He's just like, I need this, and I was like, I can do it for you, man. He's like, I'll pay you $50. I was like, fire it up, you know. I mean, it took me an hour's worth of work, and I made an extra $50 yesterday on top of like everything else that I made. And I was just like, dude, this is legit, because it was just, I mean, $50 is $50, dude. I mean, it's not a lot of money until you don't have $50, and then you're like, man, I really use $50 right now. It's just like, if you can do that every day, you can generate like a ton of money for yourself. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna say with that. And I'm actually like I just, before we got on this, I was on a live coaching call kind of thing with like the group for the Inspiration thing. But the whole thing with it is like basically like get out of your comfort zone. And you know, obviously, like for those of you guys that are in the mastermind group, like that is the real basis of it. And it's kind of like an extreme like push of like what we're doing. But I'm just letting you guys know this. It's just like that's it. Okay, here we go. Finally. So one thing that he said, and and it really, really hit home with me, especially with the mastermind group and everything else. And it was just like, obscurity is, oh shit, man, how do you put it? But it's basically, obscurity is the something for success. And basically it was just like, if nobody knows who you are, nobody's going to give you money. You know what I'm saying? So it really just boils down to this and obviously like we're shooting videos, we're doing all this other stuff, but it's like you have to create a brand for yourself and build a following. You know, because if people don't know who you are, they're not going to, you know, as Matt, they're not going to know, like, and trust you. You know what I mean? But it's like the more consistent you are with your message, the more people are going to follow you. You know, and it's just like, and that's what people really look for. It's not like a one-off, like, you know, you don't want to be like a one-hit wonder in your marketing. If anything, you'd much rather be consistent, like consistent value, consistent, you know, messaging, consistent everything, and people will get to know and understand what you're doing and buy stuff from you. So don't be afraid to show your ass. And on that note, I say we wrap it up, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's been a good hour. We've managed to keep this to an hour. I want to say almost on the nose. Matt, you got any words to say on this hangout at all? Or?
No, man, I have nothing. I'm good. I'm just, for once, I have nothing to say.
Okay, well, guys, hopefully you got some great value out of this, and we will see you on the next one. Sky Riley says, awesome. Cool. All right, well, guys, we'll see you in the next one, and live long and prosper, and go forth and be a force of awesomeness. Peace.